Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 636, Planning Programs for Adult Learners. On Monday, which is February 12th, we start week number 5, which is, there's 2 weeks in Module 4. So Module 4 has 2 weeks. We have week number 5, which starts on February 12th, and week number 6, which starts on February 19th. Excuse me. And before we get going, I want to just apologize. I believe I got ahead of some of the materials in the video last week that I sent out in the announcement, and I do apologize for that. I also made the Module 4 materials available last week, so you may have looked at it. And there's been some questions about the due date of the discussion forums. And once again, I do apologize. It's funny, or not funny. I try to be as accurate as I possibly can when I'm developing the courses, putting in the assignments, putting in the due dates for the discussion forum. But sometimes what you have on paper just doesn't seem to fit once you get going in it. And that's how I feel right now some of the due dates are happening. So I've made a couple of adjustments. I'll go through each one of these, and once again, I do apologize for that. I hope this hasn't created undue angst on your part or confusion. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of developing programs. Sometimes when you're in the midst of a program and or you're 11 o'clock in the morning, you've done what you had planned in the morning session, and you're just realizing that it's not going well, or you've messed something up. You can see there's glazed eyes in the audience or on Zoom, and so you make adjustments, and that's just what we're doing here. I will assure you that this will not negatively impact anybody as far as the grading goes. I'm here to explain anything, but full disclosure, I'm making some adjustments as we speak. So let's get right to Module 4, which is week number 5. In Module 4, once again, this is weeks number 5 and 6, provide an opportunity to review instructional design process, practice writing specific and measurable learning objectives. And then the module also places emphasis on incorporating adult learning principles into the program. So let me get to the objectives in simplistic terms. I'll click on this. Okay, here we go. Here are the objectives for the week. I'm going to use the conveniently placed arrows. The reading and the resources. And this is similar to last week. You will say, oh, gee, this looks familiar. Module number 4, Celeste does a great job in giving a preview and going through all the way from what are the learning objectives and getting into some of the concepts. In addition, you have the video transcript and the slides, and plus we have these two chapters, Chapter 6 and Chapter 7. Chapter 6 really is, there's overlap from last week also. Chapter 6 gets into building support and IDing needs. Chapter 7 is really all about developing program goals and objectives. And I refer you specifically to page 182. And there's a section in there called Defining and Constructing Program Goals. Program goals and objectives, they're used interchangeably, it seems, with a lot of different organizations. So that's something as a program planner you want to really get at with the people that you're working with. If you're a consultant, you need to kind of drill down and find out what they mean by program goals and program objectives. One of the ways that have been described to me and is used all the time, the program goals are the overarching ideas, and the program objectives are how you get there. But I've also heard it go the other way. So drill down with the terms goals and objectives. So in here we have the video lecture, the transcript, the slides, text. Chapters, really in Module 4 we have Chapter 6 and 7 according to the syllabi. take a look at that. I'm going to move forward. All kinds of extra materials in here. Moving forward. Assignments. We have this discussion 3. Now, this is where there is a change. And let me just click on that. So here it is. I wanted to get us back into some kind of pattern, some kind of compliance, not compliance, but some kind of compatibility with the materials that we are reading. So this date has been changed, and I went against kind of one of my rules that I say right from the get-go with the class, with all of my classes. I will not play around with the due dates, but I can tell you this one was wrong, and there's already been a week to be working on this. I've received a lot of discussion posts already. So the discussion 3, D3, is now due next Sunday. Now, if you cannot hit this, I think the other date, or the original date, was the 25th, I believe. If you cannot get this done by the end of February 18th, which is next Sunday, please let me know. Nobody will be penalized by this, but I think, judging from how many people have already submitted this, I don't think this will be a problem. But if it is a problem for you, please reach out to me and we can work something out. So that's what that is the only change that I've made to the materials, that I'm moving the due date further. And the reason for that is it's just by the time the due date was in there, and it was set out too far in advance. Okay. Okay. The assignment number 2. I haven't changed anything with assignment number 2. Assignment number 2 is due on February 25th. Pretty self-explanatory in here. You can read through it. Any kind of questions that you have, you'll notice that this is pretty self-explanatory, similar to similar to assignment number 1. If you follow the criteria, meaning if you follow the rubrics, you define the program, aim, domain for learning, you'll get a point. But if you don't even do that, you will not get a point. If you describe the instructional settings in detail, you'll get a point. If you don't even describe it, you won't get it. So what I do suggest is just use these as the subject headings. This would be heading number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is it. Any questions on that, please let me know. But once again, you have 2 weeks to get this submitted. I'm not going to change this due date. This due date is firm. It's February 25th. Okay, let me move forward. Here's the information. And then Module 5. Module 5 is nothing we have to take care of at this point, but that Module 5 doesn't start until Monday, February 26th. And I'm not going to make this available at this point. I really want to just get us kind of caught up at this point. But there is one thing that I did want to mention to everybody, and that's why I'm in this module. And once again, this isn't coming up until February 26th. For your calendars, we have a discussion assignment for column D4, and it doesn't happen until Module 5. I am making that optional, so I'm trying to make up for the error that I made with discussion post 3. So once again, the discussion post 4 will be optional, and so you can jot that down somewhere. This is, it's just a change. Everybody will get full credit, meaning you'll get 5 points for that. It's just easier than me making the total points available. I keep things the same. And I do this with many courses, only because it's an opportunity to give people pause. You can participate in it, but once again, I'll talk about this at the beginning of module number 5, which starts at the end of February. So that is it, folks. Let me go back. Content. Module 4 right here. You can see Module 5 is not available at this point. And Module 4 is visible to everybody. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm kind of thinking that not this week, but the following week, on Wednesday of the following week, I believe that would be the 20, well, we'll say on the 20th, the 21st, or the 22nd, we will have an optional Zoom meeting, but more to come on that next weekend. In the meantime, if you have any questions for me, please reach out. If you want to yell at me for changing the due date of the third discussion to February, February 18th, have at me. And I do apologize. Okay. Hope you have a good day, everybody. And maybe you get outside and enjoy the 50-degree weather in Maine. It's beautiful here in Topsom. And I think a home project is due, but for me, and then later on, I'll be out there enjoying the beautiful weather. Okay. See you, everybody. Bye.